Can you hear me? Huh. I don't know if it's on my end. I can't hear you. I'm going to restart this. Can you hear me? Oh, they say they can't hear you. Huh. I'm going to see if I can hear myself on the other stream. Yeah, I can hear myself on stream. We can't hear you.
That's still not. I mean, that's something.
We hear you.
That's something, but it's actually it's not what I want. You guys, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Well, what happened? This is definitely not what I want. Goodness, I don't want what's. I don't want that. Oh my word! Holy cow! Microphone. I have way too many stinking inputs here. Microphone. Gosh darn it!
I'm gonna go turn on my fan.
You can hear me though, right?
I can hear you.
All right. Oh my word. This is not what I want. I'm so here's what happened, everybody. I've got a new, well, I replaced a device and I can see that I'm sending my audio to it, but I don't know what the device is in the settings to change it to. So like it it is so I know, let's see if I just do this. Give me 1 second here. All right.
How do you feel about that comment, Dan?
Which one? This is what bro, like I'm oh oh man. Oh goodness. Do not get me started. So we're gonna see if this one actually works. So does that, there we go. There we go. You can hear me, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got this thing figured out. But what I will have to do is I will have to get it fixed a little bit later. But all right. Yeah, I love you too, Turtle Dude. Oh goodness. All right, everybody, how's it going? We got people in stream I've been leaving hanging. So Jim,
Yes.
what happened today? What happened today, man? What happened?
So what happened today? Work, dude. I am so done working nights. I am so done. Like, oh my, especially on weekends. It is terrible nights on weekends. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I hear that, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else happened?
People.
What else happened today, Jim?
What else happened today? You know, it's funny. I would say something magical happened today.
Magical.
Something magical.
Absolutely magical.
You know, it's not exactly what I wanted to happen today. But something great happened.
Yeah.
We found out there's no instant speed, it seems like.
That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like. So we've got rules. And so as kind of promised, I mean, I guess we did promise this. We
Hmm.
did say that when we got rules, we would stream.
We'll live
We would do
stream
a
it.
stream. So do I do a window? Let's do an entire screen. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's actually shut this off for a minute. So my day has been crazy. Okay.
Hmm.
So the weather is finally broken, and work was crazy this morning. I get into work, and I'm going 50 million different ways, right? And so I don't know when this exactly happened, but I got a notification, and this is just so everyone in the Lorcana Discord knows my thought process. So I get a notification in our Discord, okay, in the Lorcana chat, in the Lorcana channel. Simultaneously, I got a message from somebody else with pictures of this magazine with Lorcana, right? They got a picture of Lorcana. They're sending me pictures of the rules, and I'm like, wait, is it happening? Is it happening? And at the same time, we don't see anything like on Twitter, right, or anything. So I was like, okay, they had to have known. They clearly knew what like it was coming. I just don't know. I didn't know like if this happened too soon. So me, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna really say anything quite yet because like I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to get on Ravensburger's bad side. Put it out there before they really wanted it. So I was like, let's just sit on it. Let's just not do much about it. And then the person who sent me the information, I'm like, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Like, you do you, man. Like, do you. But just proceed with caution, because if you don't see anything official like on their Twitter or anything, like my position is like, just be careful. And that's what I told them. I said, just be careful. And so I posted a picture. I posted the cover photo, and actually I'm not gonna try and find it right now. It'll take me too long. I posted it to Lorcana HQ Discord, and then people just started going crazy, and I'm like, I don't know.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsies.
Dan's the leaker. Dan leaked it.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, all right, it's bound to get out sooner or later. It's gonna get out, but it's not gonna be by me because it's not my information. So I'm like, it's there, it's out there. That was in the morning, and then people are like, it's not leaks. It is a leak. It's not a leak. It is a leak. Whatever. So it's out there, right? So we're gonna talk about it. So we have our 10 speculations. I went over them earlier. Okay, we were spot on a few of these. All right. So we're gonna turn this guy on here. All right. So we've got the how to play. So did you go over this at all?
Yeah, I looked at it. Well,
Okay.
I went over the screenshots. I didn't really read what they wrote.
All right. So this is a relatively newer article. So this morning they were just screenshots from the magazine. Okay. This has a lot more detailed information. So we're gonna go through. We're basically gonna go through these. All right. So we can really get in here. Oops. All right. So quick start rules. So as an Illumineer in the Wondrous World of Lorcana, realm of Lorcana, you'll wield magical ink to summon new versions of Disney Glimmers. Yada yada yada. We get that. What kind of game is this? A strategy card game. Each player makes their own deck before the game starts. Decks aren't mixed. In a game like this, cards can allow you to do things that aren't normally a part of every turn. If a card's text ever contradicts the game rules, follow what the card says. So the golden rule of like every single trading card game, pretty much, right?
Yep.
Okay. So the first big thing we have is the cards. Your deck can have a mix of 3 types of cards: characters, actions, and items. The first thing we've gotten wrong so far is locations. According to this, it just says there's going to be 3 card types. Now, there could be, like they could bring in at some point locations in the future as like maybe an item.
So we're not wrong yet.
We're not wrong yet.
Yet.
We're not wrong
There's
yet.
Always hope.
There's always hope, right? So they have characters, items, and actions. So characters, you'll send character glimmers on quests and into challenges. Some have special abilities. We've seen Cruella. We'll get into questing here in a minute. Items, we knew about items. Item glimmer. So they're still technically glimmers, apparently. Item glimmers stay in place when you play them and give you special abilities during the game. So Dingle Hopper, this is a new card. Tap it to remove up to 1 damage from chosen character. Just kind of neat. Dragonfire with the actions give you 1-time advantage and are then discarded. Makes sense. So the new thing, here's a new thing. We've got songs. People have been talking a long time about these songs. So Jim has to get out of here soon. All right, chat. So just so people knows, Jim's got to leave soon. Okay. We are going to be doing a roundtable, a roundtable stream on Friday. On Friday. When I may get other guests into the stream. So if you're DMing me, potentially yes. Cassidy, hello. She's like, we're not wrong yet. Is my favorite reaction to rules so far. All right, we're not wrong yet. Yes. Okay. So songs. This is cool, Jim. I want your take on this. Mm-hmm. Songs are a type of action, and you can play just like. Okay, I cannot read. And you can play one just like any other action by paying its cost and resolving its effect. But that's not your only option. Some characters can sing the song for you, so you don't have to pay the ink. So it's an interesting. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick, but it's a cool gimmick. I like it. So like we've got 1 jump ahead, cost 2. 1 jump ahead. It's an action song. And then it says a character with cost 2 or more can sing this song for free. Put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exerted. We'll get to that part in a second. But Jim, what's your take on a free action? I'm also curious too. I'm wondering if if songs, it's always going to be a character with cost 2 or more.
Yeah, I think it could vary. I kind of wish that they turned it more than just any character with cost 2 or more to where it would be specific. So that way it's more of like a specialization, and then it could make more sense for it to be free. It's like,
what do you mean the specialization?
So in Flesh and Blood, right, you have, we'll say Kano specifically. Kano specialization cards to where you can only cast those, or you can only have them in your deck if you have Kano as the leader. So rather than saying like a character with 2 or more, it would just be have Aladdin and an Aladdin character do this.
So
specific and on flavor.
There's only so many songs within the lore, within the history of Disney, where I feel like if you do that, you would make them extremely restrictive. That's my initial thought on that. I see where you're coming from. I get it. Makes sense. I like it. But I just feel like if you were to do that, it would just be a little too restrictive. So let's look at, let's look at the parts of the card. Cost, we knew that. How much ink the card costs to play. Inkwell, we were right. The flourish, the cards with the flourish around the cost hexagon can be put into your inkwell to use as ink.
Yes.
We got it. We got that one. We nailed that one. Name, characters also have a version name listed below the character's name. So, all right.
Which we found, we got it.
What's that?
I was going to say, later on we find out that you can use any of them as long as it's a different sub name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. And we'll get there. Characters also version. So yeah, it's the character name and then the version name is I guess what they're calling it. Classifications, categories, sometimes referenced in card rules, which, we kind of knew that one. Ink, the ink color right here. This symbol and the color band behind the card indicate the card's ink type. Abilities and effects, which that was all pretty straightforward. So it's confirmed now. It's strength and willpower. So strength and willpower. Turtle Dude says even if locations aren't in the game, the structure is designed to allow cards to function in that space for later sets. Yeah, and I was kind of curious. I was like, they very well could easily introduce a card type like that. I just wonder how they would particularly do that. But yeah, it does seem like it's set up like that. Lore value, we knew that. Rarity confirmed. We've got common, uncommon, rare, super rare, and then legendary. This is interesting. So there was really not much new there other than the resource. the flourish is the resource. So every card can be used as a resource, which again, another one we were right. But I actually think that's on the second page.
Well, it can't be every card.
Every in quotes.
Okay.
Meaning every card that has that flourish can be used as a resource. Right. Each player needs their own deck. You also need damage counters and a way to track how much lore you have. Both come with your starter deck. Shuffle your deck, set your lore tracker to 0, draw 7 cards from your starting hand. So it's a hand of 7 cards.
Mm-hmm.
After, alter your starting hand if you choose, which is a mulligan. So they do
and it's even better than a regular mulligan.
Yeah, it depends. Now, but right here it says skip this step in your first game. Is that mandatory? Because
no. They're just saying so that way it's not too complicated.
That's what I thought, but and that's my thinking. However, they do go on to say like it's supposed to be games of 3. You do play matches of 3.
Goodness.
And then determine the first player, which again, all normal. So altering your starting hand. So the mulligan rule here. Before the game begins, each player can alter their starting hand 1 time. So you get 1 mulligan. Usually a player does this if they don't have very many cards with inkwell icons. So again, cards you can use as resources. Or if too many of their cards have a high cost. To do this, put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck without revealing them. Then draw cards until your hand has 7 cards again. Finally, reshuffle your deck. So yes, that is better than a typical mulligan. Because typical mulligans, you get rid of your whole hand and redraw 7 new cards. This, you get to do it once, but
partial.
It's a partial mulligan. And Jim likes a partial mulligan, right?
Oh, it's so much better. Because there's going to be times where you're like, oh, man, I love these cards in my hand. I just can't get to them. So I'm going to keep some of these cards and let's hope that we can get to them.
Hi, Stephanie's 10-month-old. Lorcana Lumineers. My 10-month-old son is loving this stream. Oh, where is chat? Oh, here's chat. There we go. Where I gotta pull it up here. I want to get it on. Here it is. There it is, Stephanie. There you go. Your 10-month-old
enjoying it.
We're glad. Balloon says we were confused about this earlier. I agree with Jonty that you don't mulligan your first game in a best of 3. That's the thing. Like, are they saying game 1 it's mandatory no one mulligans?
Yeah,
or is it like Jim suggested? And if you're new, like for new players, you just don't worry about mulliganing. That's because again, like this is supposed to be a quick start rules guide.
Yeah, and that's what I assume.
Yeah, this is a quick start rules guide. This is not a like in-depth rules. So this is pretty much 1 page. Is there anything on here you want to touch on before we go to the second one?
Nope. I think I'm ready.
All right. So here is this is the crazy one. So here's playing the game. All right. This is a big one. All right. So Cassidy says it's for first-time players. So Jim, you were correct.
Cool.
For anyone listening or watching, where's my mouse? There we go. Cassidy is confirming here that it is just for first-time players. It is not mandatory.
We got the judge call on it.
We got the judge call. All right. So a turn is divided into 2 parts. Each player takes their whole turn before passing the turn to the next player. Point number 1, where we don't think instant speed is a thing. On your turn, you take these steps in order. This is very interesting, though. Beginning phase. So beginning phase is I do like this. It's ready, set, draw. Ready your exerted cards by turning them upright. Set, check for effects that happen at the start of your turn and follow their instructions. So that's your upkeep. So ready is untap, set is your upkeep, and then draw. Like seriously, is that not how it is?
Yes.
That's literally how it is.
No, Dan, it's ready, set, draw. It's not that other stuff you said.
Oh, copyright strike? Is that what's going to happen? Okay. So draw a card from the top of your deck. The first player skips this step on their first turn. So wrong. I was wrong there because we said draw 2. So it is just draw 1. So in my defense, we were thinking about Final Fantasy, and with Final Fantasy, you can use a card from your hand to put into your resource zone, but you can also pitch a card.
Because we didn't know how resources were going to work.
Correct. Okay, so that's your beginning phase and then main phase. Once per turn, you can put a card face down into your inkwell at any time. So you convert your card to ink.
At
So
any
it's
time, lightning fast?
once per turn. So once per turn. So you
Yeah.
can do your land drop whenever you want during your main phase.
Yeah.
So there are other games. I'm thinking Alpha Clash off the top of my head because I know how Alpha Clash works and it's new and it's awesome, by the way. You can only play your resource for turn during like essentially immediately at the beginning of your turn. So I like systems where I can do that whenever.
Yeah. So question about that, right? Can I activate an ability, have it stay on the stack, and then I land drop for turn? At any time.
The stack is probably not a thing. So here, let's get into the main phase. So once per turn, you can put a card face down into your inkwell at any time. Additionally, you can take any actions listed below any number of times in any order you want. This allows you to take full advantage of what your cards can do in combination with other effects. You can play a card, you can use a character ability that doesn't require them to exert. It's interesting that they specify doesn't require them to exert. Use an item ability. Take an action with a character that's been in play since the start of your turn. So summoning sickness is a thing. These include quest, challenging opponents, exerted character, use an ability that requires them to exert.
Yeah, that's why they have that difference. So it's like some abilities will require an exert, some will not.
Correct. Right. And I don't think we went over, and I know it's here somewhere. It's up here. It's up here under questing. So ready and exerted. I mean, again, this is just like in any other card game. Untapped, tapped, same thing. Okay. Yeah. Once a card is ready, you can't exert it again until it's been readied by a game ruler or a card effect. Yes, I do like this. So summoning sickness, and this has been pointed out before, but it's perfect. But I'm gonna get this on screen here. So the reason they have summoning sickness, it's not summoning sickness, it's the ink needs to dry. And that's literally perfect. I do like that. I think that is brilliant. All right, so your inkwell. Your inkwell is where you put your ink cards face down. So nobody should know what it is. Your opponent should not be able to know what that is my assumption.
Yeah.
You may put a card from your hand into your inkwell once each turn. The card you choose must have the inkwell icon around its cost in the upper left corner. The more ink cards you have, the more you'll be able to do. To put a card in your inkwell, never mind. To put a card, okay, this is interesting. To put a card in your inkwell, show the card to your opponent and then put it face down into your inkwell as ink.
Every card in your ink, prove it.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every card in your inkwell represents one hexagon. I don't know if there's a name for the resource or if it's just ink. It's probably just ink. No matter what's on the front, choose wisely. Cards put in your inkwell stay there for the rest of the game. Once you put a card in your inkwell, nothing on the front matters, including its cost and ink type. It's simply ink. Originally, the whole putting it face down, the first thing that I thought was you need to show it to your opponent to prove that the thing is there. Mm-hmm. And then there were other people who said, well, it's face down. I don't know why I didn't stick with my gut there, but yeah, you can't cheat. It's one ink. So yeah, when it's face down in your resource zone, essentially it is now ink. Okay. Playing a card. Play a card, put it from your hand, put it face up on the table. Each card has an ink cost in the hexagon upper left corner. To play it, exert that many cards in your inkwell. When you play a character, so again, summoning sickness, ink needs to dry. You can't do anything with it until your next turn. And they even say right here, you need to wait for the ink to dry.
Hey, real quick. So scroll up a little bit. Did anyone else read that tapping thing as 10? Tap equals 10? Anyone, that's just me.
It does look like it, yeah. It does look like it, but it's one ink. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, can't do anything with them till your next turn. You can use items right away, because right here, when you play an item, put it on the table above your inkwell. Unlike characters, you can use them right away. When you play an action card, do what the card tells you to do, then put the card into your discard pile. Always put cards into your discard pile face up so everyone can see them. So discard pile is a what's the word? What am I looking for? Public knowledge, public information, which makes sense. We already went over songs.
Oh man, I was gonna say right below that was one of the best parts.
Underneath songs,
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Well, also we were spot on that it was 20 lore. It's here somewhere, but it's 20 lore. We called it. Yep. Nothing stopping you from playing games of 3 or more, so you can play it multiplayer. Game rules remain the same, except that at the end of the player's turn, players to their left take the next turn. Whenever ability requires more than one player to do something at the same time, you start with the player who's next in turn order, then proceed left until each affected player's done their action. So that makes sense. Damage, again, damage counters. They just go over an example, which this example has 2 new cards, which we haven't seen. I can't turn it, or else I would. I'm sure they'll get revealed soon. But we get another Captain Hook and then a Donald Duck. Donald Duck, Ruby, 2 cost, Vanilla, 2/3. Captain Hook. Okay, we're both literally looking like this. Oh, that's great.
It's pretty. That's actually pretty good. He recycles.
Yes, yeah. So there's a card that you can partially see, and I'll have to pull that up later. But there's an action card and I'll have to find it.
And Donald Duck's a vanilla.
Yeah, Donald Duck is vanilla. Okay. Since Cassidy's in stream, I have a question in a second. Using abilities. Many items and characters have abilities you can use. Oh, dang it. It says during your turn.
I know.
Only during your turn.
I know.
Oh, no.
I said it.
No. So no instant speed. So no instant speed. So you can't. So here's going to be my question. And Jim knows. I'm going to turn this off for a second. Okay. Jim knows what I'm going to say here. Okay. Elsa is such a good card. Okay. Because Elsa reads, you can tap Elsa to exert Elsa to exert another chosen character. Okay. Well, I think Cassie, I think I answered my own question. There's no instant speed, so you cannot play on your opponent's turn, and actions can only be played on your turn and not your opponent's turn. But hang on, other question. When we're gaining this lore, can that be interacted with? Can we remove lore somehow from our opponents? Or once you gain lore, is that done? Like lore can't be touched once it's gained. That was going to be my other question.
So the one thing when we were talking about Elsa, right?
Yes.
My initial thought after reading this, Elsa's garbage. She's literal trash. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait.
Let me think about this actually.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, you can exert her to exert another card, right? So then there's summoning, waiting for the ink to dry so they can't.
Hang on. 1 second. Cassie responded, wait and see. You know what that means? We answered the one question about instant speed, and that's okay. I'll get over it. I'm
pretty sure we're going to have ways to interact with it.
Yeah. And that was one of our speculations. But anyway, continue. Yeah. I'm sorry.
So then I thought about if she was good. She's able to exert them while they are waiting to dry, right? So that way you can tap it down and challenge it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the only way to challenge if they're exerted.
Correct.
So now you can tap down your opponent's stuff on your turn right when it comes out and get rid of them before they can even use their ability or pick up all the lore from questing.
Right.
So it's still good.
Yes. It's still good.
Obviously, I'd like to have that other way as well.
Right.
But
And one of the reasons we like to have here, so there's a line in here, and I'll bring it up here. Stephanie Lorcana Lumineers says, with the right strategy and a big, probably bit of luck, you can preserve your collected lore against future threats. So it's in the game overview section, she says. So that tells me there's going to be ways to interact. Okay, which good, but I'll go over my other thing here. But before we talk about that, Elsa, I was going through ways, again, putting it in a magic shell, right? Of, okay, if we wait until it's the end step, we use Elsa tap it down because you don't have her exerted. You keep her up. That way she doesn't get challenged. You tap her or exert her at the end of your opponent's turn to tap something of your opponent's down. Then go to your turn, untap. Then you have her to use again on your turn, right? Or she's up, goes to your opponent's turn, and then during untap or upkeep, you tap down on that on the upkeep. That way you can't use that your big beater or your big quester to gain all that lore.
Or you can always make it to where she'll be untapped on your opponent's turn, and then when you get to your turn, right before your turn, you tap down one of their things, and then she comes back up, and then you just utilize it at their end step all the time.
Right.
Then she would just be stupidly good. Now she's just okay.
Yeah, but she's still good. She's still good within the context of the game. I think she's still pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So this was just, oh man, you can use during your turn and only during your turn. So looks like we've got confirmation. Mm-hmm. You can only play in your turn. So not what we're super hyped about or like, but again, it is what it is. Yeah. All right. If a car, so this just talks about you got to be able to pay the cost to use the abilities. We've got multiplayer. We've talked about building decks, turn order at a glance. You have your beginning phase, ready, set, draw. Then you have your main phase, and then this is what all of the icons do. There's confirmation playsets of 4. We have playsets of 4.
And do you want to go over it in the example?
Oh, dude, wait a second. I didn't even see that.
How did
All right. Hold the whoa, hang on. All right, yes. Okay. So making your own deck is part of the fun of Lorcana. You get to choose which characters you want, which abilities you include in the strategies you want to play. Guys, if you've never built a deck building is so much fun. Theory crafting, yes, it's daunting, and I guarantee you we will have videos on deck building. 100%. We 100% will, absolutely. So look for those.
I'm gonna teach you guys how to play Elsa Control. Be ready.
But seriously, like I can't wait to get more cards. That way we can start theory crafting decks and start building decks. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Okay. There are 2 ways to approach building a deck. The easiest is to switch out cards in an existing deck. So again, you take a starter deck and then you just swap out cards you like in there. That's an easy way to do it. You can also build a new deck from scratch using the cards in your collection. This method is more work, but it can be a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of reward. It's very rewarding. All right. So your deck must have at least 60 cards in it. So 60 card deck. Your deck cannot contain more than 4 copies of any single card. Example. So playsets of 4. You can't have more than 4 copies of Elsa Snow Queen in your deck, which is the card that we've seen, Elsa Snow Queen. Different versions of a character count as different cards, so having 4 copies of Elsa Snow Queen in your deck doesn't keep you from adding up to 4 copies of Elsa Queen Regent. I literally didn't see that until now, dude. So what is Elsa Queen Regent? I don't think we've seen.
We don't know.
I don't think we've seen the Elsa Queen Regent. Now, chat, and maybe Jim, maybe you know this. Is the legendary rule a thing? Can you only have 1 copy of single card name and version name? I didn't see that anywhere. If Cassidy's phone died, her phone probably died, so she may not be in chat, and that might be a thing for the future. I think
that would have been a very important thing to put inside of this quick rule. So I would assume not.
I would agree. Which for me, that kind of takes me out of it a little bit, just a tiny bit. But again,
let's be honest. In Final Fantasy, with that ruling, it is terrible.
Oh yes, the Final Fantasy ruling was terrible.
Oh,
correct.
My God.
Agreed. 100% agreed. So persistent damage, that's a thing we knew about. Persistent damage. There it is. So questing. Okay. Questing, to quest with one of your characters, you exert them and gain lore equal to their lore value. Remember, you can't quest with a character the same turn you play them. So what does that confirm? Confirms that when you quest with that character, it looks like you gain that lore immediately. There had been talk about when you gain that lore, but it looks like you gain it immediately. So you're not having to wait for that. So I mean, we kind of went over everything. I mean, this was just a quick reaction. But Jim, what's your thoughts? Where are you at right now, man?
I'm excited. You know, I know when we were talking about it and the lore stuff of going to 20, I was like, I don't know if I want it. Maybe I need something different.
Mm-hmm.
Change up my mindset a little bit to evolve me as a card game player.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or I just play Amethyst Ruby Control and just kill everything anyway, right?
All right. So here's so this has been talked about. This has been talked about a little bit, and this is a question that I'm curious as to. Okay. What is going to stop somebody, because we know you can gain this lore immediately. Okay. What's going to stop me from playing all these cards, playing a bunch of cards until I have 20 lore on board, and
Nothing.
then
the only thing that's going to stop you is Elsa. So she's going to be like, nah.
True, Elsa.
Which I thought the same thing.
Elsa is a good piece for that. So we do have a question. Looks like Lorcana Dad answered it, but let's get it here. It seems that Rush lets you battle on the turn play, but not quest. Yep. Am I understanding that right? Correct. Rush means you can challenge with that character, but you cannot quest with them on the turn they come down. And Lorcana Dad did mention that as well. Okay. Yeah, there's right now we've seen one piece of hard removal. That's it. We haven't seen a board wipe.
Maleficent
what?
Dragon.
Oh yeah, Maleficent, but she also costs 9, and if you're doing 1 resource a turn, that's a while. But it's still, and I guess Corella, right? Because Corella, you do have to answer her.
Yes.
If you do have to answer.
Well, it gets bounced. So is it hard removal?
No, correct. That's soft removal. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. But we haven't seen a board wipe. We haven't seen a board wipe. But
Stampede.
I do wonder, but in all honesty though, I really do wonder if those strategies are going to be viable. Like if building up your board and then just questing on one turn and gaining all that lore on one turn is going to be viable.
Especially if you have ways to interact with your opponent's lore, it makes even more sense to do that.
Yeah. So what I'm actually going to do here real quick and see if I can find this. I'm going to see if I can pull up the subreddit, and then Jim, you let me know when you need to pop.
I was supposed to leave like 15 minutes ago.
I'm going to find the Lorcana subreddit.
All right. So yeah, I should probably call it here then.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it was fun.
All right. So we're going to be doing more content, but we wanted to get this stream out here. So I'm going to stick around here for a little bit. I'll probably get
Friday. I'll be ready to talk.
Friday we will get I will set up Friday for a Lorcana roundtable stream. But I'm gonna get somebody else in here in a second. So Jim,
right, sounds good.
We'll touch base.
You guys take care. It was fun, and I'm excited.
All right, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Jim is excited. Yeah. All right, see you, dude.
Bye.
All right, guys. I'm gonna try, because there was actually a lot today. So I wanna bust this out real quick after I find the link. So there was a question here. Jonathan Snow, are you telling me the first person that hits 20 lore wins instantly? That's what it looks like. That is what it looks like. So it is an instant win. And that's why we were going over that, is the building up your board and then just questing on one turn gonna work. So I've pulled up, I have this pulled up. I've got Reddit pulled up. So I'm gonna get this up over here. So there's a lot of stuff here. Jim, I was supposed to leave 15 minutes ago. See, Dan, that's what true commitment looks like. I gotta pull this up. Oh my goodness. You're not wrong. All right, so we've got a lot of cards here. All right. But let me find this actual link first. And then I will bring it. So, my stream team, I don't know what I'm going to call you guys. All right. If anybody wants to jump in for a little bit, I'm posting the link. You can hop in. I'll let you on if I feel like it. All right. And then we can just chat. We can chat for a little bit. Okay. LeFou. Can you I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot pronounce your name. Janie, can you challenge an opponent with two characters in a row to banish it? If you have, oh yes. It seems like you can. It seems like you can. Correct. If you need to get that extra damage on, yes, it does seem like you can. Okay, we've got new cards. So we've got LeFou, Amber, Storyborn Ally. This is just, I think it's just in time. You can play. I think it costs 3. It says I think play. This card was in the rule book too. Play a card with cost 5 or less for free, something like that. But LeFou has so LeFou Bumbler. I think it's LeFou Bumbler. The 2 cost 1/2 loyal. If you have a, I have to say the stats now differently. Oh, Hercules. I'm gonna get to Hercules in a second because that's another one where we were spot on with. Um, but you guys, I have to say an additional stat now. So two cost 1/2/2, 1 strength, 2 willpower, 2 lore. Jonathan Snow, how many colors can you have in a deck? That's confirmed up to 2. You can have up to. Oh, hello.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, honey.
Hey,
How are you? You want to say hello? You want to say hello to everybody? Let's turn this one off, and then let's turn this one off. There we go. Oh, say hello. It was this lady's birthday yesterday.
Hi.
Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
So look at this here, honey. So this is all the this is the new Disney card game, and so I don't know if we see Elsa, but who's that? You know who that is?
Belle?
That's Belle. You know who that is? Is that Robin Hood?
Robin.
So people are saying happy birthday. So you've got a lot of people.
I want to listen.
You want to? Well, nobody's saying it. They're typing it.
Oh.
Okay. What can you tell everyone your name?
Penelope.
Oh, let's not touch that though. Okay. Say hello.
Hi.
How old are you?
6
You're
now.
6. You're 6 now. You're 6. You are not.
Yes, I
Yes,
am.
you are.
I just turned 6.
You just turned 6. Oh, you know who wasn't here? You just missed Jim. Jim was just here too.
What?
Oh, I know. You like Jim, don't you? Did you play with Jim yesterday?
Yeah, we played football. It was my first time.
It was your first time playing football. Yeah. Did you win?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't you supposed to be going to bed?
Yeah, but
Not yet.
Mom had to let me brush my teeth.
Oh, so does your mom know you're down here? No, your mom does not know you're down here.
Because I just put my dirty clothes in the hamper, and then I just heard something and I thought you were on a call, but I thought you were just recording, but then I just went down here because I thought you were just recording, practicing.
Oh, okay. Recording, practicing, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have said happy birthday. What do you say?
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Why don't you run upstairs to mommy, okay?
Okay. Did Jim say happy birthday?
He said happy birthday to you yesterday, but he's not here. Okay, come here. Kiss. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Good night, baby. Oh, that is my wonderful daughter. All right. Where were we? Wow, we were so rudely interrupted, but that was not rude. That was like the most adorable kind of rude way to be interrupted. I'll take that. I will take that way to be interrupted all the time, right? Okay. So let me turn this back on. All right. I had to show her Belle. Okay. Thank you for all the happy birthdays to my daughter. She said thank you. So Jonathan, I wonder if this game is going to have a children's league like in Pokemon, so a grown adult won't be playing against a kid. Well, so I like that idea, but also I don't think it's bad that adults play against kids and vice versa, especially if they're talented enough and they can do it. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I missed quite a lot here. We've got Random Guy Podcast. That was a problem in the early days of Pokemon adults versus kids. They eventually added the 10 and under. Okay. And that's more like for organized play type things, but for sure. And then Jonathan says we need to, as a community, make sure it's welcoming to kids of all ages. Absolutely. And that's already being done with a lot of people in the community already. Okay. Yes. Alternate dimension says it is always cool to be interrupted by the kids. Absolutely. I will take that all the time. Okay. LeFou. As I was saying, if you have a character named Gaston in play, you pay one less to play this character. So LeFou could be a one cost 1/2. And then Amber, purposeful Amber. So it looks like Amber is protection, which Amber seems to be along lines of white in Magic. Amethyst, magical amethyst glimmers. I think purple is like black, is what it seems like. So you've got Yzma, Alchemist, a 2-cost 2/2/1. You're excused. Whenever this character quests, scry 1. Look at the top card of your deck. Put it either at the top or bottom of your deck. So yeah, that is scry. I'll be interested to see if they keyword that, because you can save a lot of text when this character quests, scry 1, as opposed to look at the top card of your deck, put it on. That's way too many words. That's just too many words. But still, it's still good. Like, it's good. Scrying. Emerald green. Flexible emeralds can adapt to overcome nearly any situation. I don't know what color that's going to be akin to in Magic, but we've got Mickey Mouse. You've got Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot, a vanilla 3-cost 3/4. Excuse me. Storyborn Hero Captain. And then we have Ruby. I mean, it looks like Ruby is like your typical red, right? Aggression. You've got Scar, Fiery Usurper. Scar's a vanilla 4-cost 5/3. 5/3/1. I gotta get that last one in there. Okay. These ones are new, and these are really, really interesting. Okay. Bell, Inventive Engineer, 3-cost 2/3/2. Dreamborn Hero Princess Inventor. Tinker, whenever this character quests, you pay 1 less for the next item you play this turn. So a cost reducer. We had Maurice. When was Maurice dropped? Today? No, it wasn't today. It was a couple days ago. I can't remember what he did. I think it was a draw. I think Maurice was a draw. Okay. Hercules True Hero, 3-cost 3/3/1. Bodyguard. So this is the one where we were right on. We said, what did we say? Defender? I think we said defend. No, Guardian, I think is what we called it. But Bodyguard says this character may enter play exerted. An opposing character who challenges one of your characters must choose one with Bodyguard if able. So Bodyguard is going to be a way to protect your other stuff. So yeah, we're right. This is the one. It's, what is it? Something the cannons. And I think, oh man, is that a banish? I don't know. Do we think that's exert or do we think that's banish? And yes, alternate dimension. It's similar to taunt from Hearthstone. Yeah, and so I'm gonna have to go back and see what our speculations were, but we have 10, and I think we were over our 50% right. We had a poll to see who thought we would be over or under. It should be Fire the Cannons, since that hook mentions it. Yeah, that looks like it's the name of the card. Because is it here? Yeah, here it is. So it's, oh wait, no. Yeah, Fire the Cannons. Yep. But the question is, what does it do? Is it exert chosen character or is it banish chosen character? It's too long to be banish. I don't know. BANISH. That's 5 letters. EXERT. That's the same number of letters. Do X damage? Man, I don't know. So okay. I want to know what this card does. It looks like Fire the Cannons is do 2 damage to chosen character. It could be. You know what? It probably is. It probably is a direct damage spell. It probably is. That makes sense. Okay. We got that. Let's go back. I don't think we got all that. Okay, I think that was the main thing that I wanted to see. And I already have it open here. That was the main thing I wanted to see. We were shown the, who are you? You're a Cheshire Cat. There we go. The Cheshire Cat. Deal X damage to chosen. So, Jonty says it's deal X damage to chosen character. Oh my goodness, am I missing? Did I miss a lot? I missed a lot here. Okay. Didn't you have 11? Oh, that's right. We had 11. We had 11 speculations. Jim's surprise one, the best game ever. The Illumineers, it's deal X damage to chosen character. Is that confirmed anywhere? Jonty, is that confirmed anywhere? I'm just curious. I don't doubt you guys. I'm just curious. All right, we're gonna get, so that's what we got. We're gonna turn this off. Okay, so Sneaky, we're gonna get Sneaky Buffaloes in here. Are you frozen, Sneaky? No, you're not. You just have yellow bars. You're not green. You're gone. Okay, you're gone. I was gonna bring him in here. So Jonty says it's not confirmed, but if you overlay Healing Glow, it lines up perfectly. And so instead of heal X, would be deal X damage, essentially. Okay. All right. Looks like Spencer, Sneaky Buffalo's on his phone. What's up, Sneaky?
Hey. Sorry about that. I tabbed out on my phone and freaked out. So.
Okay. What's up?
Nothing, man. Just chilling.
It's a day. Oh,
come hang
we
out.
have. Okay. We're also gonna get Jonty in here. It looks like Mr. Parody himself. Where is he?
Yeah.
There he is.
But yeah, like they said, if you take the Fire the Cannons and you look at Healing Glow and you base off the characters, if it reads add X damage to chosen character, and if you remove the number of characters that's less than Healing Glow, then the characters match up perfectly with the Fire the Cannons.
Gotcha. All right. So just so everybody knows, we're probably gonna be going for maybe 25 more minutes at max. So just so you're all aware, chat. But yeah. So Jonty, how are you?
How we doing, gang?
Good. That was a pretty sick video you dropped today.
Yeah, perfect timing, wasn't it?
I was gonna say the timing was like so on point.
There's nothing better than spending 2 weeks on a video and then it getting less than 100 views because it gets crushed into the ground by actual news.
Yeah, I had plans today, and I spent 6 hours in voice chat on Discord. So,
yeah. Oh my goodness.
To be fair, it would a second. If I released it a second later, it would have been completely out of date because it talks about waiting. We'll get news soon. I think the news dropped 2 minutes before the video went live.
Yeah, it seriously was the perfect time.
But it was good fun.
Time for it. Yeah, it was definitely fun.
Jonty, where's your wig? This is a wig. I'm bald. This is just a good one. I spent money on this one.
It's one of his 10 different wigs.
I actually have a prop box now. It's got wigs and one of those little hats.
All right, so chat. If you guys haven't seen his video, he dropped another parody video today, based off of the One Jump Ahead song from Aladdin. Definitely go check it out. Yours truly does make an appearance. I had fun recording that. That was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, it was great getting people involved. I definitely want to do more and definitely want to get more people involved. I'm just starting to make notes for Build Your Deck to the tune of Be Our Guest. It's going to be a deck building tutorial via the medium of song.
That's good. That's funny. We will do plenty of deck building videos, but it will not be to a song.
I'm really excited for the day. I was saying before that the game seems to be shaping up very much like a sort of the birth child of Magic and Keyforge, and I really liked Keyforge. The only thing I didn't like about it was the fact that you couldn't build your decks. So this is basically giving me that.
And that took me out. That's why I didn't get into Keyforge as much as I wanted to. I played Keyforge. I had fun with it. I had fun with it, but then I'm like, but I can't build my own stuff. I can't build my own decks.
Yeah.
And like for people like Jim's like, I'm not going to play it because like I only build my own stuff. I only build my own decks.
Yeah, we've got a dozen or so decks in a box at work, and every now and again we'll just we'll shuffle them out and crack them out and play, and it's really good. It feels good. It's the resource is really good. But yeah, it's just like for me, there's nothing better than like 2 or 3 or 4 sets down the line of Lorcana and a card being revealed, and I can instantly go, oh my god, I need my playset of Goofy from 3 sets ago because that'll go great with this. You know what I mean? Like, there's no better feeling for me. That's genuinely my favorite part of the hobby.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm really, really excited.
Since I have you guys here, and I know I mentioned it earlier on stream, but guys, everybody mark your calendars. Friday, we will be doing a large round table stream. I'm gonna so in the guys Lorcana HQ Discord, if there are content creators, you guys want to come out, talk. If I have a feeling now I want to get people in and out and just like rotate as many people. Guys, if you've got a channel, you want to come plug yourself, if you want to talk for a little bit, come on in, hang out. We're gonna talk, we're gonna chat. I just want to get as many people involved as who want to get involved, basically. You know what I mean? So yeah, this Friday.
They're always good fun, and there's a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah, they're always a ton of fun.
Yeah. We haven't had much to talk about the past few weeks, so I came up with other stuff to do. But now there's a lot going on, and I know everybody's doing their own videos, making their own content, and I think like it being dropped on Monday, I think gives us a lot of time in between to just get stuff figured out. Now I'm curious.
Games in? Yeah, totes.
Yeah, get some games in. Yeah. Okay, do you guys? So we talked about this earlier, but the whole legendary rule. Do we think that's going to be a thing?
I don't know. Cassidy's in the chat. She might be able to help. I feel like we'd have seen mention of it in that rules document.
That's what we thought. So Cassidy, if you're still on, we did mention this earlier. I don't know if you caught it, but is there going to be a legendary rule in play such that you can only have one copy of Elsa Snow Queen in play at one time? Or can I have, if I have 4 copies of Elsa Snow Queen in my deck, can I have all 4 in play at one time? That's the question. Because again, it's not mentioned in that quick start guide. One
thing the quick start guide did mention that I missed first time round, but until I've just finished recording for a video and I just need a break before I start editing it. One thing I did notice is it says that that a character can't be the target of an action multiple times. Meaning,
and it can't be can't be affected by the same ability more than once.
Let me read it. I'll read it. Yeah, character with a no, that's not it. Where is it?
I know what you're talking about.
A character with a particular ability can't be granted that ability again. So does that just mean you can't use the watch to give something rushed twice?
That's what I think.
But why would you?
Exactly. That's what I think. Like if you already granted a character. I mean, in the context we're talking about rush. If you used the pocket watch to grant a character rush, you can't grant them another instance of rush. Essentially,
double rush.
All right, we do have somebody else in chat. Let's get Teddy in here real quick before
what's going on, boys.
What's up,
Ted?
How we doing?
Good.
So yeah, we didn't see anything about a legendary rule being mentioned, but I was just curious because again, that's been a thing in just about every card game that I'm aware of. So
yeah, I feel like thematically, it doesn't really matter because they're not like it's not Elsa, it's a magical copy of Elsa, you know. So like thematically, it's fine to have multiples out.
Right.
And like I say, I feel like it would have mentioned it, especially when this document is very much made for like brand new players to a card game as well, right? Like it literally has a diagram of what turning a card 90 degrees looks like. So I feel like it's the sort of thing that would have been mentioned if it was a rule.
Well, yeah,
and I think this is the thing that's going to come in the starter decks.
Yes. Well,
Yes, yeah, that's
100%.
exactly what it looks like. It's a little
100%.
folded up thing, right?
If you guys have never played Final Fantasy trading card game, like it has this exact same format. Like it's set up, it's folded a certain way. This is exactly the type of document that you're going to see in it. In fact, I have one exactly like this for Final Fantasy. So, we've got
Cassidy has our answer.
Cassidy has our answer. I don't believe there will be a legendary rule, but would want to confirm with the team. It hasn't come up in any of my games. If it hasn't come up, then I would assume it's not a thing, but I don't know. But
either that or Cassidy just needs to get good, like just not getting enough characters down.
She only has one card on her board at a time. Yeah, you heard it. Oh boy.
What's your rank?
What is your rank?
Just open a can of worms here.
It sounds like John T wants to play Cassidy.
Oh my goodness!
I want to play everyone.
I want to play the entire Ravenburger staff. Robin's Burger.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. So we're getting close to wrapping up the stream here. We're gonna have a much more in-depth stream on Friday, everybody. But guys, what's your overall thoughts so far?
I like that Hercules card.
Also, Jonty, Cassie has a question.
Oh yeah, it's on. Yeah, hopefully I won't go into details, but I don't some of my Canadian paperwork hasn't come back. I have to renew my residency here every few years, and it's not come back. And until it does, I can't leave the country. So hopefully, like, I'm booked to go, but like the Mounties at the border might have another issue. But otherwise, yeah, let's go.
Challenge me to my face, sir.
If not, if you just want to come up and we'll get on the bridge at Niagara Falls and
that's great.
All right, so after the rules reveal today, where's everybody? Where are you guys at? What are you guys thinking so far?
I'm still trying to put it all together because I didn't see it come out until like an hour and a half after it actually came out. It was kind of late to the party, and then I had to rush off to class, so I haven't really been able to, like, I've read through it, but from what I've read through, it looks like an amazing game, and it looks like, and the thing that caught my mind the most was the 3 or more players. So how many players can you really play with? Can you play this game with 8 players? I mean, you could, probably wouldn't.
I've played a Commander game with 7 people. I mean, you can do multiplayer games, if you want, but does it scale to that? Who knows?
Yeah.
For me personally, I think that's something we're kind of sitting on a little. Like, the fact that this is coming out at the gate as a multiplayer game, I think is a lot bigger of a deal than people seem to be making out. Like,
yeah,
Commander is huge. And the fact that this game, with no changes to the rules, can be played with mom, dad, and 2 kids, or with 4 people around a table at the local game store, and the 2 people sitting there and somebody walks in. Oh, have you got a deck? Yeah, come on, we're just about to start. Jump in. Like, you're never going to have that one person sat around. It's to me that's almost the biggest takeaway from today is the fact that it's like, we kind of knew because a few cards have sort of leaned towards being multiplayer, but the fact that like out of the gate, like, multiplayer support with no changes, that's crazy.
I don't think it's gonna sell or not sell because it has that in it. I think it'll, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
you're right.
I think it's gonna sell no matter what.
Yeah, you're right. But I still think it's a really awesome.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree for sure.
Yeah. I mean, my big takeaway was just how simple it was. Like, I wasn't surprised by anything. I was like, okay, cool. These are all options we talk about. So it was just good to finally see everything come together. But then just the base rules are just, they're simple. So it's going to be easy for people to pick up. But then, like we talked about, is, looking at all the different cards, we've been able to sit here and talk about interactions, potential deck building, and what new cards would be awesome with this and all this kind of stuff. And so there's that depth to it still.
Like,
so
six months ago, whatever it was, like, Ryan Miller was like, the game is simple. The complexity comes from the cards and how they work with each other. And like, to know that he wasn't just lying and that's true, that's kind of awesome.
Was it just PR smoke?
To be fair, honestly, I think if you look at I think a lot of the good card games are like that. I think they are, and they may not be easy to pick up. Magic the Gathering is not an easy game to pick up. It's definitely not.
No.
Okay, but it is a more complex game, but it gets much more complex when you start looking at the cards, and you can make it more complex by what you do, right? And so I think the fact that this is a lot easier, it's not going to be complex to the level of Magic the Gathering, but it's going to be complex enough. Well, enough is subjective for what you're looking for, right? I think there will be enough depth for a lot of people. I don't even know if I want to say most people, because again, it's all subjective on what you're looking for,
right?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was like I was reading it and just like thinking like it has the thing where like you guys are saying like it's very easy to pick up. I feel like anybody could walk in to a OGS and someone could sit down and teach them and they could know how to play in a half an hour to an hour. But then you also have like the cards that'll make it more complex, and it reminds me of Pokemon in a way where you can learn Pokemon pretty quickly, I feel like. But then you go into like it's the cards make it harder. So that it just reminded me of Pokemon in that regard a little bit.
A good game. The rule set should be simple, but the complexity should come from how the pieces go together. I mean, look at like chess. You can show somebody how to play chess in 2 minutes. How to win chess is a very different conversation. But how to play chess, this one moves like this, this one moves like this, this one moves like this. You got to make it so that one of those can't move. That's it. That's chess in 15 seconds. How do you play Go? You got to put your guys down to make a border, and the space that they border is your space, and whoever's got the biggest space wins. That's it. That's Go, right?
Yep.
But they're easily two of the most complex games that exist, and they've been going around for thousands and thousands of years. So as long as the core mechanics simple and the complexity comes from how you break those mechanics, right? Like every card in Lorcana is basically an asterisk in the rules.
Right. right. And a lot of this depth is also going to come with sequencing. In our video, in our speculation video, one of the things that we speculated and we were correct on is combat is non-simultaneous. So like you're going to be able to challenge and then challenge with something else and then do it again with another one. It's not simultaneous. That depth, like that is more depth. Because you are having to sequence your plays a certain way. Like this is going to be one of those things where in order to get from A to Z, there's going to be 5 different ways to go about it, and only one of them is the winning play line. So it's up to you to figure out what that play line is. And like that's solitaire a little bit, but like I like that kind of problem solving, because that's a lot of on the fly, and that's going to be where a lot of the depth is.
Until we actually see gameplay, I think it's going to be tricky. My only slight concern is that it may be a little solitary. That's my only real issue with it.
Yep. And anything like any game where it's my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn is going to have that feel to an extent. I just don't want it to be way too much of that. And that's why we were like, we want instant speed. We want the ability to do things on my opponent's turn to break that up a little bit. But, we'll play within the context of the rules.
Is why I was surprised that you gained the lore instantly.
Immediately.
Because that was for me, that was going to be the interaction. You were still doing stuff on your turn and only on your turn, but you just had to sort of you had to make your way around the table, right?
Right.
And that's how I assumed it would go, and that's where the interaction comes from, without having to worry about things like a stack.
Right.
So
I think you just have to be more proactive.
Oh, we have real time, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We have real time confirmation from one of the Steves, from Steve himself. Confirms there's not a legendary rule and points to the deck building section of the rules. So let me pull that up. Let me pull that up 1 second. Do I have that one up? I do. All right. Okay. You guys tell me if this is clear or not. All right. Making your deck is part of the fun of Lorcana. We'll skip to to down here. I think my assumption is what he's referring to is your deck can't
Yeah.
contain more than 4 copies of any single card. That's my assumption.
I think it's more the fact that there isn't a legendary rule underneath
that would be where it's mentioned. Although I would argue that a legendary rule isn't a deck building restriction. It's a main phase restriction, really.
Correct.
I would expect it to be under the play a card bit. Please no,
he may have misunderstood it. What the legendary rule meant anyway.
Yeah. But I still think it would be written somewhere there if it was a thing.
Right. All right. Okay, Teddy, what's your final takeaway for the day? Final takeaway for the day, man.
Oh, let's see where to begin. I'm just excited. I've not been away from the game, but like I've been focusing on school for the past month and a half or so. So I haven't been I
have been told to get my priorities in order because I've been prioritizing my family over Disney Lorcana.
Yeah.
I know you're there. Turtle dude, I know you're there, man. I know you're there.
Turtle dude lives in Indy with me. He's an Indy native. So I
take a page out of my book. I got divorced so I could concentrate.
Go next level.
If I was recording this, dude, I'm gonna find the recording and clip this, dude.
No, it was refreshing. It was, I think, something that I needed to be able to not push me back in, but get me back in because I had been focused on school so much, which is a bad thing. You're in school, stay in school.
No, yeah, right.
But it was a good refresher, and I think something like you said, like the fact that we can play ink down and use it right away, which was interesting. If I think that's how I read it. I could be wrong though.
Yes.
But also something that I thought about was, I don't know which card it was, but believe there was a card that said you take the top card of your deck and you put it into your inkwell.
Yeah, tapped. It's the
one jump ahead.
Sorry, it's rolling around my head. One jump ahead.
It's the one jump ahead. So that gets around that rule. That gets around the rule.
That's what I was thinking.
Correct.
Like that would be something. That was something interesting, like that you could build around to see how to manipulate the cards that don't have that swirl.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's ramp. Yep. So, all right. Well, Teddy, we're going around getting our final takes, and Teddy, I'm sure we'll talk soon, sir.
Awesome. I will see you guys later.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yep.
All right. Sneaky, it's your final take, man.
Just super excited. There was so much today. I'm not gonna lie, since I haven't used the system before, I'm a little apprehensive about the whole Kaijudo Duel Masters resource system and how it'll feel, with that whole FOMO aspect of it. But other than that, I'm pretty stoked. All the new cards we got look awesome. The rules look simple, so I'm ready to go. I'll be playing on TTS tomorrow. 100%.
What FOMO? Oh, guys, also Steve Warner. What's up, Steve? You can have more than one of the same character in play. Thank you.
I can go turn the Steve Warner light off that I've got up into the clouds. Now he's gonna
the Steve Warner signal. There is no
since it's not written specifically in the rule book. Can you play cards on the other person's turn?
Oh, why does it keep doing that?
You're just digging now. Now you've got him here.
yeah, now we've got him here. Because someone was saying they couldn't find it in the rulebook earlier. But it's it says what you can do on your
What are the names and abilities of 5 cards we haven't seen yet? Go.
When do I get Todd the Fox?
All right. So I'm sorry, Sneaky. What were you saying before I so rudely cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, it's Steve's fault. It's okay. We love him now.
Steve's fault.
No, I was just saying I'm excited for everything. My only concern is just because I've never used the system and I'm a little apprehensive about the FOMO aspect.
What do you mean FOMO? What do you mean FOMO aspect?
I don't want to set my cards that I might want to play later down to be a land.
That's the interesting thing. Like I've played multiple games with this kind of system. Okay. And I would much rather have the option of to put a card face down and not use it as a card than just I don't have a land.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have a resource,
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
And so
I completely agree with you though, and it was something I had to get over when I played other games like this. But the way you have to try and think about it is, this is a card I can't use, so I might as well get a resource out of it than it be a dead card in my hand, and that you have to kind of get that mindset going, and then you start to get.
And there's been times where it's turn 2, turn 3. I have a 7/8 drop in my hand, and I'm like, this is a great card. Never going to get around to. I may not even get to turn 7 or 8 this game to where I can even use it. So it's going down as a resource. So
makes sense.
Those things will come up. So,
but I get it.
But yeah,
you put all the cards, you put them in your deck because you want
Yeah.
to play with them, right? Like So I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
Four Gontus seems like a bit much there, Balloon. That's the techiest tech card I've seen.
Yeah. So all right. Any other final thoughts?
No.
Goodbye. All right. Well. I'm sure we'll see you Friday, right? We'll see you Friday.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. Take care, Sneaky. We'll see you later, man. Oh man. All right, Jonty. Where are you at right now?
I'm out. It's not what I was expecting at all. I thought it was going to play like Uno. It's been a nice ride. See you later.
I have seen one tweet today from somebody with that. They tweeted something very similar. Like, all right, now that we have the rules, I see that this game is not for me, and that's okay. I'm out. And you know what?
That's fair, right?
And that's a good attitude to have. Like, it is what it is. That's as long as you're honest with yourself and know, not every game is for me. Not every game is for me. It's not. And so that's why this is where I was very interested to see if there were going to be people who jumped off the train. And that's okay.
I'd be interested to see how many people who have been actively following it have then seen this today and gone, oh, because like, as much as it's awesome to get it all out there and to get it all official and everything, I spent most of the day reading stuff and going, yeah, and just kind of thinking, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, nothing I've seen today blew my mind as far as the rules go. It all kind of played out how we all guessed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be interested to see there's people who've been. There might be, because there's going to be a lot of people who saw, Lorcana trading card game 6 months ago, and then went, cool. Once there's rules out, I'll have another look. So that's completely fair, right? Well, they're not all saddos like us.
Right. Exactly. So, all right. So, are you more excited, less excited, same level?
I'm more excited. Like I say, nothing blew my mind today. It was all awesome. It was nice to get a lot of it confirmed, but the game kind of plays how I expected it to, or seemingly plays how I expected it to. One thing I am excited about, something I've just said in the comments, is I can go and tell people now about this. I can, like, when they say, how does it play? I can't go, it kind of looks a little bit like Magic, I think, but we don't really know yet. I can actually explain to somebody how the game plays and start getting other people excited, right?
Yep. Absolutely. That's always a much better place to be in. So, all right. Well, Jonty, we'll let you go. Am I going to see you Friday?
Yes, I'll probably be towards the second half of it.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll be there.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Well, good seeing you, my friend. And
cheers,
guys,
Dan, much love.
If you haven't seen his video, go check out that one jump ahead parody video, guys. All right, see you, Jonty.
Bye now.
All right, guys. That's this fucking where's this stinking thing? There we go. That's a stream. Chat, where are we at? Chat. Where is everybody at? You all hyped? You all hyped? You not hyped? Where's the level? At? Knive, you're not going to be there Friday. Got 2 pre-releases and an anniversary trip. Well, have fun, my friend. Hope you win the pre-releases, and wherever you go on an anniversary, have an enjoyable time. But yeah, guys, don't forget Friday. We're gonna have another roundtable stream. Of course, I'm glad you're hyped. Steve's like, I can finally kind of talk about this. How much can you talk about it, Steve? That's what I'm curious. That is what I would like to know. Yes, Cassidy, you very much count. Cassidy is also excited. Of course you count. Balloons is saying, of course you count. Apps are frequently. I'm sure you guys are probably okay. Last question, Cassidy and Steve. How relieved are you now to at least get this information out into the wild? That's what I want to know. How relieved are you all? I've got way too many things going on my screen, but that's okay. I'm very curious how relieved you are. Steve, like you especially, I'm really curious. Everybody's saying Broom reveal. Chad Broom will be OP. B Nelms. I'm hyped but curious about how fast, slow the game feels. If it's too slow, the Zoomers won't like it. And that's something that Brendan was talking about a little bit on our most recent podcast episode. The whole Zoomer generation, the whole land pass go thing. We'll be interested. I'll be interested to see how fast, slow the game feels. But yeah, for sure. Balloons sweep us off our feet by revealing the broom. Yeah, really interested about the whole brooms with Mickey. I think it's a sorcerer Mickey type thing. But anyway, yeah, everything. Cassidy is excited, just not for the broom puns. And guys, these chat messages are coming in like so fast. I click on the one I don't want to show, but Steve says, I've been anxious for about a month about the rules release. I'm just happy that people seem excited and want to try it out. Absolutely. And then Steve also says, next step, actual games. 100%. All right, guys, I have to, this stream has gone on for a little bit longer than I had anticipated, and that's okay. But we'll be back Friday. And we're going to be recording. We're going to be recording more videos this week. And then, guys, really, I can't wait for more cards. I want to see more cards so we can get start theory crafting. We really wanted to start theory crafting. To get you all some. We'll get some set 1 decks for everybody to try out. That's the plan. We're gonna be. I'm really curious when we get all the cards that way we can just start theory crafting. So that'll be a lot of fun. I gotta go. Let me get out of here. Thank you everybody for stopping by. This was a lot of fun, and I'm excited for Friday. It's gonna be a lot of fun with people. So thanks everybody. Oh, before I forget, I have to give a shout out. Shout out to Geeks First. Geeks First was the man, the one, the man, the myth, the legend. I was talking to him this morning. He was the one who posted in the Discord the information. So came straight from him. We were talking this morning, and yeah. So guys, go check him out. Go check out Geeks First channel. Just YouTube search it. You'll find him. You'll find it on there. Geeks First was the first. That is exactly correct. And then Steve also says, oh, like 20 new cards today and still not satisfied. Steve, by now you should know the TCG crowd, trading card game players, were never satisfied. Absolutely never satisfied. And honestly, just all you gotta do, look at Magic the Gathering. When the new set comes out, we're already saying what's the next set. So you know how we be. So all right, I am really going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody. This was a lot of fun, and hope to see you on Friday where we're going to talk and have a lot more fun. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you